Hey guys, and welcome back. Today we are talking about Am I the Problem?
Which I guess is our way of sort of self-reflection, right? And
Yeah.
where the boundary of self-reflection sits, because sometimes it can spiral into self-loathing without you really realizing. But also then there's the other spectrum where there's just no self-reflection going on.
Yeah, and there's a very distinct line between those two things.
Oh, yeah.
I think you're either one or the other, but it's very extreme.
Yeah, and I think everyone is just trying to get a balance.
Yeah.
But balance, as we have learned, is very hard.
Yeah, and most of us are not achieving it.
No, I feel like adulthood is just us all trying to balance things.
Yeah.
But it's not really working.
It's not really working, no. But we're all in the same boat, so we're all failing together, it's fine.
Yeah. But I guess we should start out with talking about what we think self-reflection is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think self-reflection is?
I think for me there's a lot involved in that.
Yes.
In terms of just kind of sitting with your own thoughts and accepting whatever it is you're thinking, regardless of what that is.
Yeah.
But also, for me, a big part of that is journaling.
Mm.
And I only ever do that when I'm really need it, if there's no other outlet for it. But
Yeah.
I find it very helpful.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think sometimes when I come to my journals, I don't even really know what's going on. But as I write, it just comes out.
Yeah.
But I think for myself, a big part of self-reflection that I really used to struggle with, and I'm by no means good at it now, but I'm just better at it than when I was younger.
Yeah.
It's like you said, sitting with those feelings. I think I had a hard time just accepting that I was feeling a certain way.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that comes later in life, doesn't it? Because I
Yeah.
never used to be good at that either.
Yeah, and I think I always wanted to change how I was feeling, which sometimes it's not really that easy to do.
Yeah.
So that's fun.
And what about self-awareness? I think that comes into it a lot.
It is really hard though. I feel like being mindful has helped. You know, this whole thing in the last couple of years that has gained traction about being mindful, meditating. I think it's done a lot of people a lot of good,
Yeah.
myself included. I think it's crazy sometimes how, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm so disassociated from my body.
Yeah. No, I get that.
I'm just going through life and I'm not actually feeling things or being aware of stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it is, self-reflection is kind of the thought of sitting with yourself and thinking through things and just accepting how you're feeling. But self-awareness is just even recognizing that the feelings are there sometimes, or
Yeah.
that you're going through certain things.
Yeah. And I think, certainly in my experience, there's a lot of people that could benefit from some self-awareness.
Amen. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's definitely a skill that's learned,
100%.
but it's also quite difficult to learn on your
Yes.
own. I think it takes a lot of guidance from other people.
Yes.
I think the only reason that I'm so self-aware now is because of the time I spent in therapy.
Oh, 100%.
And I think there's a lot of people that wouldn't understand that unless they've gone through it.
Yeah.
And that's no bad reflection on them, but
No.
it's just something that you have to be made aware of before you can do anything about.
Yeah. And on that point, I feel like self-reflection and self-awareness feels like such a thankless job at times, because you will literally, I mean, personally, right, I felt like I was doing the absolute most, going to therapy, journaling, being zen, doing all these things.
Yeah.
And I was just seeing no progress. For a
Yeah.
long time, because I was I don't understand how I'm supposed to just get over my anxiety,
Yeah.
It just feels like nothing is happening, and it's really disheartening because you're putting in all this effort and it's not easy. It's mentally draining, right?
And you don't see results.
Yeah, nothing's happening.
Yeah.
But then what I've realized now looking back, even though I thought I wasn't making any progress, I was, but I think I was so hard on myself
Yeah.
that I just didn't, it just felt like I wasn't making any progress. And also these things take a lot of time. It's really slow, but they also compound really slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's something that is really difficult to learn and to not understand, but be okay with.
Yeah. No, 100%. It's like knowing that you need to be patient and that you will be kind of rewarded at the end.
Yeah.
But then in the process, you're just like...
It's back to that, like, delayed gratification thing.
Yeah.
And you get the same experience with stuff like going to the gym. Like, you don't see progress in the gym immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really helped teach me patience, almost, in terms of things that require delayed gratification. I think that comes back into self-awareness quite a lot.
Yeah.
In a way that's really helped me positively.
Yeah. Right. So that's like the good bit and also the hard bit.
Yeah.
But then what about the ugly bits? Like, when it does spiral into self-loathing, again, it's a skill to catch yourself doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To recognise that that's what's happening.
Literally.
It's
so
almost
difficult.
harder than stopping it. How do you stop it?
I think sometimes for me, it's just accepting that it's there.
Yeah.
Because trying to stop it makes it worse.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because I'm like, oh shit, like, I'm self-loathing now. I should really stop.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you stop?
How do you even stop that?
Like you can't just tell your brain, like, you stop now.
Yeah, just like, stop hating yourself.
Literally. And I
That
think
doesn't
when
work.
you force yourself, sometimes it's even worse. I think a good part is just recognizing, like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of hating on myself at the moment.
Yeah.
How come I'm so hard on myself? And I think, again, like, personally, a lot of the work that I've done, that I still am doing, it's just like I'm really hard on myself. And yeah, sometimes it's hard to stop, right? You just gotta recognize, like, okay, I'm maybe not having such a great day. And I think the other bit that has really helped is just reminding myself that it will pass. Because I have days where I'm like, this is me forever.
Yeah. And when you're in that moment, it's really hard to think about anything other than that.
Yeah.
But
because
then,
how are you supposed to?
Yeah, you're not.
Yeah.
Like you said, you're supposed to just kind of accept that for what it is and kind of work through it and know that eventually you'll reach the other side, even though it doesn't feel like that in the moment.
Yeah. You know what I have a problem with? Is that we're supposed to be doing all of this whilst working, whilst functioning, whilst socialising.
Yeah, we're not in a society that's set up for people who have depression.
No. Oh, God forbid you have an off day.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You still have to go to work.
Yeah.
Like, you still
We're
have to
not
pay your
perfect.
bills. Yeah.
We're not robots.
Yeah. But yeah, I think as well the other thing is that obviously when you're having these days, you just have to be easy on yourself, and you cannot expect yourself to be productive like you usually are.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's in every aspect. Sometimes you just need a girl dinner.
Yeah. And like in bed, kind
Yeah.
of just chilling, watching TV.
Yeah.
Just not
Relax.
doing anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even reading a book sometimes
Too
feels
much
so
effort.
so heavy.
And that's okay. Like, the important thing is to not beat yourself up about it on those days,
Exactly.
which is something that I used to have a real problem with.
Yeah.
And I used to really struggle with the guilt of not doing anything. And I think that just in turn makes it worse. And it makes it last longer, which is really
100%.
ironic.
Yeah.
Because you're sat there feeling guilty for not doing anything, which is making it worse and prolonging the suffering. So therefore you're sat there for even longer.
Literally.
And then you just keep spiraling.
Literally. That's how I describe my spirals.
Yeah.
Nice.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah. I guess what sort of advice would we have though for like people who feel like they're still on this like really long journey, or if someone feels like, oh, I don't really self-reflect, or it's just all self-loathing, like what are some tips that we have? I
think
guess
my biggest ones would be journaling.
Yeah.
But not in like you see a lot of people online who journal, but they make it all really cutesy. It's like perfect. They use all these different prompts for it. That's a complete load of rubbish, in my opinion. I think for journaling to work, it has to be raw and it has to be emotional.
Yes.
So, I mean, when I sit down and I journal, I don't do any prompts. I literally just write down whatever comes into my head.
Same.
Like, there is not a single page in my journal that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
There's no coherent sentences. It's all just whatever is in my head in that moment.
Yeah. I found that keeping voice memos is quite useful as well.
That's an interesting one.
Because sometimes I cannot be asked to write.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's fair.
My arm hurts.
Yeah.
Right? So
Fair enough.
sometimes just whack on a voice memo and then just start ranting. And sometimes even though I'm speaking in circles, by the end of it, I've kind of worked out what's bothering me.
Yeah. That's a really good way of looking at it.
Yeah.
I think the other one for me is finding people who relate to it that can support you through that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I found it really helpful when one or either of us is going through it. The other
Which
one
is almost always.
Yeah, but we take it in turns at the moment, which is good.
Which is good.
So having the other person there who knows what it's like kind of helps remind you that there's an end to it.
Yeah. Sometimes you do just need someone to be like, you're okay.
Yeah.
And this will end.
Yeah.
Like, it's temporary.
Just like reminding you that it is going to be over.
Like, respectfully, this is not your life. Like,
yeah.
You're not just going to be like depressed or like self-loathing, for the rest of your life. It's just a bad day. I can't remember if it's my therapist or someone who told me this as well, who like recommended it to me, which I found massively useful, like with journaling. They told me to keep 2 journals. One for like more happy, neutral stuff, and one for like the really bad days.
Okay.
And I think that somehow helps, because the moment I see the cover of my journal, like for the bad day, I'm like, I'm just here to like write everything out, you know?
Okay.
Versus when
That's
I see that happy one, that's when like I'll write, but sometimes I'll like stick some like tickets that I have or whatnot, and like make it cute.
Yeah.
You can still do the aesthetic thing. I just think that sometimes when you're having a bad day, the kind of performative journaling just doesn't help.
No. At that point, it needs to be messy.
Yeah. Life is messy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thoughts can get messy. So your journal will also be messy, and that's fine.
And I think that kind of makes it beautiful as well.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of... I think about it a lot in terms of my own journal and my own experiences, because I think that's the most vulnerable I'll ever allow myself to be. And there's something in that that's quite beautiful about like being human and that experience of we're all living the same life, but none of us have the same experiences.
Yeah.
And we all see it slightly differently.
Yeah. Oddly enough, lately I've also been having this thing where like after a really tough period of time, or after I've had a breakdown, it's been very stressful lately. When I'm done getting over it, right, and I look back, sometimes I read what I've journaled.
Yeah.
I almost find it, like you said, beautiful.
Yeah. It's quite cathartic.
Yeah, because everything that I've learned about myself, or, the tools that I have in my toolbox to like navigate life, have always come from like either a bad experience and like going through that and processing that, or like a random side quest.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially the side quest bit.
Yeah.
I'm the same. But there's something quite interesting about reading it back. Especially from my point of view, like a lot of the time when I'm so in the moment, like scribbling stuff down, if I look back at that, I'm like, what was I thinking at the time? Because some of it's so random. I'm like, there's no reason for this thought to be here.
Yeah.
And yet here it is, you know, like.
But I do some of my best writing though in that journal.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah.
It's almost
like,
poetic at this point.
When I come back to it, I'm like, damn.
Yeah, if I could channel that into my book, it would be great.
So see, what I've been doing now is that after a journal, I read it, right? Like sometimes I come back and read it. And sometimes, obviously, once I'm in a better headspace, that sparks my interest to write again.
Yeah.
Because I take bits and pieces from my journal.
That's cool.
Yeah, I
like
lift them and I put them, I polish it, obviously, into my writing.
Yeah.
But I found that's the only way I know how to write, because I cannot write from a place where I'm not good at fiction writing. I can only write about things that I really feel like, intensely about.
Yeah. And then what about the people that have no self-reflection or seemingly no ability for it?
I think you would first have to recognize that you have no self-reflection, which that in itself
is a big step.
And if you're dealing with someone in your life or in your peripheral that feels like that and you're struggling, I feel like there's very little you can do as well.
Yeah.
It's their journey to go on. Or if you're going on this journey and you finally realize that's the biggest step, I think from then on out, there's so much material online, obviously, but I think a big part of it, which is the bit that I struggled with, is like, how do you be vulnerable even with yourself?
Yeah, that's the bit that got me as well.
Yeah.
Because that's terrifying.
Oh, yeah. Even with just yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Allowing yourself to be vulnerable in any capacity is terrifying, especially if it's not something you're used to doing.
Exactly. And it's not a like skill that you get better at every single day. There are ups and downs.
Yeah, but it's also something you have to actively work at. It's not just going to come naturally.
Yeah, and I think you gotta treat yourself with kindness, but also be very brutally honest. Like if you're someone who's avoidant, then you gotta be like, okay, I clearly have a problem. I actually have written this in my journal before, like, okay, I clearly have a problem being like emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to suddenly start like sharing my deepest, darkest thoughts with all of my friends, for example. But I can start by being honest with myself. And I think that journey, it's also very like specific to the person. But yeah, I think what I've learned as well is that most people actually love to talk about this. Yeah. If you bring it up, like with your close friends.
People just need a space to talk about it.
Yeah, people that you trust. I mean, don't go...
Yeah, don't go saying it to strangers.
Yeah, and don't go like up to your boss being like,
am I the problem?
Am I the problem? Yeah. Like find people that you can trust, even if it's in an online setting. Like if you feel comfortable, I don't know, posting anonymously on Reddit, do it.
Yeah.
Like it's whatever you're comfortable with. But yeah, it's tough though.
Yeah. But we're all here to support each other.
Yeah.
And I think that's the main thing, is that you need community.
We keep coming back to this.
We do keep coming back to this. I was just thinking that. But it's important.
Yeah.
And it's something that's so overlooked nowadays as well.
Yeah, because we're social animals.
Yeah.
How can you expect us to like live alone in like a silo?
Yeah, and not suffer.
Yeah. Literally. Like sometimes I used to be more of like a homebody, like literally didn't go outside. And obviously now I'm not. Like now I have to go out and like see people, like even if it's to work and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I do that.
And I often wonder how I managed to survive when I was younger. Or if that's why, and I call it surviving because I wasn't living.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use that term a lot as well in terms of if you live at such a high level of anxiety all the time, you're not living, you're just surviving and you're not really enjoying it.
Yeah, and when you see life as like just challenge after challenge after challenge, like you don't even see joy in the day-to-day anymore.
Yeah.
At least that's where I was at. It sounds very depressing, but I promise it's like better than it sounds.
Yeah, and there is an end to it because we have discovered that now.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think on another episode actually we can talk about like surviving versus living.
Yeah, I think that is something that needs its own section because it's something that a lot of people don't talk about but also don't realise.
Yeah. Also, I think that we've gotten quite good at the living bit now.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well now.
Yeah, and I think coming out of that tunnel and seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, yeah, if anything, I guess we're here to say you will see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's going to take time if you're going through like a hard time or you're still struggling with like self-reflection or you're self-loathing.
It's gonna be okay.
Exactly. It's gonna be okay. Yeah. You just need to have faith. Easier said than done.
Yeah. Way easier said than done.
Yeah.
But we're also here to provide some guidance and advice from our own experiences as well.
Yeah. And also
to any of you guys that are struggling out there.
Yeah, it's also nice to like, I mean, the whole point that we wanted to do this as well was to build a community, right, and a platform. So it'll be nice, I guess, to hear about everyone else's experiences.
Yeah. So if you guys are comfortable, let us know your experiences with this.
Yeah. Bye.